So which camera is best for shooting vertical video? A cinema camera? A mirrorless or a DSLR? No, of course not. The one that's in your pocket. Oh, hold on, I'm sorry. Like this. I'm sure by now you've heard of IGTV, Instagram's new video app that supports longer run times and, of course, vertical video only. The vertical video part has caused quite a stir, but keep in mind YouTube has supported vertical video for the better part of 2017-ish, since early 2017 if I'm not mistaken. So vertical video is not a new thing, but promoting vertical video as your main way of watching something is, especially in long format. To be honest, as filmmakers, this is kind of depressing. We like widescreen, like this, even 16:9. So to shoot something like this short film Miranda in 9:16 would be, well, not great. Of course, you could reframe and do a pan and scan later in post-production, but it definitely takes a different way of looking at things. We've of course been against vertical video since the beginning of our show, back in 2012.
Next, and this is a biggie to us, turn the camera on its side into the landscape mode. Shooting video in the portrait mode makes no sense, so don't do it. Shoot in landscape mode and your videos will play back nicely on all 16:9 monitors, including your phone, computer, and even your TV.
But hey, it's 2018, Instagram has 1 billion users. Let's take a look. The most obvious way to shoot vertical video is handheld. If you've ever been to a concert or gotten a family video from your mom shot vertical, you know how to do this. You can shoot with the native front-facing camera or go into selfie mode for vlogs and that kind of thing. But using a third-party app is really the way to go. This is FiLMiC Pro and it's our go-to app for filmmaking. You get more manual control and higher bit rates. But any third-party app that'll allow you manual control and higher bit rates is cool. Most tripods have a ball head that will flip to its side, making it 90 degrees, and these work great for vertical video. Of course, shooting vertical video just means you're shooting a different composition. You still want to do all the same things as far as using third-party apps. We mentioned FiLMiC Pro earlier, shooting in 4K, 24p, shooting with higher bit rates, using all the manual controls, setting your white balance, using the FiLMiC Pro Cinematographer's Kit gives you the ability to shoot log or flat, because after all, you still want to color grade this stuff, depending on what you're shooting, of course. So really all I'm saying is just remember to treat this like you would any other video you're shooting. It's just a different way of looking at the frame. This is some test footage shot 9:16, edited into a 16:9 project, of course, here. One thing to note, and this is probably obvious, but it's a lot harder to film yourself with such a narrow frame, especially when you can't see the monitor. A lot of people use photo tripods, and they also have ball heads, very similar to the tabletop tripod. You can just spin it around 90 degrees, and you're good to go. But what if you're using a traditional tripod and the head doesn't swivel like this? This little device is great. It's called the edelkrone FlexTilt. Had this for a couple years, and now with vertical video coming around, we'll probably use this a lot more. It's a head that attaches to your tripod and then flips itself. It's very solidly built. It has a mount on the bottom that'll screw onto any 3/8/16 mount, or you can adapt it to 1/4-20. So once mounted on the tripod, you can just flip it up or back down for 90 degree or other type angles. The nice thing too is this will hold slightly heavier cameras. As a matter of fact, we did a commercial job on it using a Blackmagic cinema camera. We stripped the camera down to just the body and the lens, but it worked very well. Here's some behind the scenes footage. You can see we flipped the monitor to 90 degrees, and then the FlexTilt was mounted to a traditional tripod. In the past, whenever we've done vertical video, it's been for this kind of thing. You're doing an effect shot and you want to get all the resolution, and then of course later this was actually composited into a 16:9 video, but in this case we did also do this for Instagram and Facebook. And actually this FlexTilt can replace a video head on a tripod. It not only articulates, but it also spins and it raises up and down. It's a really versatile head, and if you're going to be shooting a lot of vertical video, you should really look into getting one. And they have a new one out now called the FlexTilt 2. This is the original version. Oh, and just a reminder, don't forget your ND filters if shooting in bright conditions. And one last way to shoot vertical video is with a gimbal. Most gimbals we've used have the ability to shoot in vertical or horizontal video. This is a Zhiyun Smooth Q, and I had it set up for vertical video already. But you can see here, you can twist it and that's in horizontal mode. And then you twist it back and tighten it down and put it into vertical mode. This was the first time I did this with the phone and it worked right out of the gate, although I needed to calibrate this. You'll see some footage in a second. This is an iPhone 8 Plus, so it's a little bit of a heavier phone. Took the case off. But it works, and it works well. This is a great way to get moving footage, point of view, or selfie. This shot has no post stabilization, and you can see some little micro bumps here. This is what I was saying, I should have calibrated the gimbal. But it gives you an idea. The overall footage looks pretty good besides the little bumps. In other words, there's not a lot of that up and down that you often see with gimbals. If you've seen our short film Miranda, this shot will look familiar. This is the same shot we used in the film, although of course this is vertical video. Here I added warp stabilizer in post-production using Adobe Premiere Pro, and you can see the edges are moving, which in a 16:9 video like this would be the case. If this was in a 9:16 video, you wouldn't notice that. The edges would be off the frame. So do we think smartphones are better than a RED camera or a Sony mirrorless, etc.? No, we don't, not when it comes to video quality, but we absolutely do when it comes to this job. Shooting vertical video is second nature for a phone. For a big camera, you have to flip it on its side, you've got to get a tripod that works, you've got to reconfigure everything. A smartphone just does it. And more times than not, people do that default anyway. So yes, we think the best camera to shoot vertical video is a smartphone. And by treating it like you would any other video, by using third-party apps, you can get some really great results. Is vertical video a fad, like maybe 3D or something? We don't know at this point. The thing I do like about it is it's challenging. It's a different way to look at things. And we plan to use it some too, probably for behind the scenes. We might repurpose some of our videos and put them on IGTV. And speaking of that, definitely follow us on Instagram if you don't already. We're at Watch Eye Filmmakers. We don't post there a lot, but we're probably gonna start doing more, and we'd love to have you follow along. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit that button now so you won't miss any of our future content. And we will see you guys in the next video.